Have you ever heard of the term water columns in natural gas parlance, or perhaps propane? There are scientific formulas, but in layman's terms, it can be very easy to understand if one understands the basics. The basics are we have natural gas, PSI coming in from the street through the meter, perhaps going through a pressure reducing valve, high pressure. Water columns, lower pressure. Average meter for the residential home, half-pound meter, 2-pound meter. So 1 psi is equivalent to 27.708 water columns. Take this number and round it up for simplicity to 28. So 28, if we have a half-pound meter divided by 2, equals 14 water columns. One may not need a pressure regulator if it's at 14 with a half-pound meter. If we have a 2-pound meter, 2 times 28 equals 56 water columns. So we have 56 water columns. So therefore we need to put a regulator to get this down to the average pressure, optimum pressure between 7 and 11 water columns for a residential home, for hot water heater, gas logs, gas furnace, etc. So my opinion is it's better to have a 2-pound meter. Reason being, if one ever decides to put a tankless hot water heater in, a tankless hot water heater it may be beneficial. The more pressure, one can always step down. So again, rehash. PSI to the street, steps down to water columns, a fancy term for lower pressure. We need 7 to 11 water columns to run the average residential home. Hypothetically, 2 meters, half-pound meter, 2-pound meter. 1 pound, 1 psi equals 28 water columns rounded up. Divide by 2, we have 14. May not need a regulator. 28 times 2 with a 2-pound meter equals 56. We'll need a regulator to get this pressure to somewhere in this range between 7 and 11 water columns. So it's very simple. When one hears the term water columns, you can think PSI coming in, stepping down to a lower pressure water column. There are more scientific formulas, but again, average pressure we need for the home is 7 to 11 water columns. We have 2 types of meters, half-pound, 2-pound. Half-pound meter will give you 14 water columns, 28 divided by 2. 2 pounds, 2 times 28, 56. Need a regulator. Regulator will regulate the gas pressure down between 7 and 11. And if installed properly, it may work beautifully. Now you know.